See, big history here. Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations, Karl Marx's Das Kapital. It's almost a universal interpretation, right? And I think definitely if you're going to be mentioning Clark, you need to talk about the dangers of universalism. Uh, Even in a question itself is so broad, I think it's very, very difficult for any historian, no matter how talented they might be, to write a universal explanation about something. And I think a lot of historians will stay clear from doing that because it's just not particularly convincing. And you can see um, part three of the Clark book will be useful to you. So why some countries are rich while others are even poorer in the before the Industrial Revolution. And this is particularly telling, so bear in mind what we've just looked at with post-colonial theory. His answer to this question is that while machines can be easily transferred to most of the world, the social environment that motivated people to cooperate at the workplace could be not replicated as easily. But do you really agree with this? Can we just blame, huge economic divergence between economic growth in one areas of the world versus economic growth continuing to be rare in some parts of the world? Can we explain this huge divergence in trends only through this idea of a social environment about how people cooperated? Because isn't it more likely that these kinds of inequalities are due to, factors like slavery or colonialism? And this is the question that you need to come up with because, an answer that you need to come up with because it's not going to be a yes or no kind of answer. But you can definitely see that something here is not quite adding up the post-colonial theories that we've looked at before. And yeah, this kind of theoretical summary of where Locke is coming from is useful. This idea of a Weberian work ethic with Malthusian Darwinian ideas. And the great thing with these kind of books is that they will review articles normally flag up the big players in the game, so to speak. So you can see that historians like Eric Williams or Emmanuel Wallerstein have come up. The exploitation of the Southern Hemisphere for the rise of Western capitalism. And I think you want to be looking at Williams and Wallerstein as well. So yeah, these things, Eric Williams, Capitalism and Slavery, Emmanuel Wallerstein, The Modern World System. And as you can see, this is a three-volume work and it was published in 1974 to 1989. And this is a huge piece of work. So don't read the book, read the reviews and find some interesting quotations from the book as well. But again, remember our focus on dates as well. So this is a book, these two are books written, wow, almost 80 years ago for Eric Williams. And it's, yeah, decades ago for Wallerstein, but it's still being quoted, still being discussed in the 21st century. So you can see that this is probably a fundamental piece of work that you can think about as well.